Off the top at 6, the attorney for the teen accused of stabbing his brother to death says he did it all in self-defense. The lawyer says the teen reacted to a beating he was allegedly taking from his younger brother Matthew, who ended up dying from a stab wound in the chest. Local 10's Roger Losey spoke with the teen's lawyer tonight. Roger, how does he describe exactly what led up to the stabbing?
Lori, he says that his client, who's locked up here in juvenile detention, was taking a pretty severe beating from his younger brother. And he confirms to us tonight that it all started when William asked Matthew to turn down the speakers on his computer.
The last time my client goes over and turns it down, he punches him in the face and punched him in the jaw. And then he backed away from him. He realized this kid can beat him up because he's obviously a lot stronger, and backs him into the kitchen.
Attorney Glenn Roderman calls this one of the clearest cases of self-defense he's ever seen. Says William Gorzinski and his brother Matthew came home from school together on the bus Monday. Everything was fine. But after a run-in with their oldest brother, he says 14-year-old Matthew became agitated and a little later rebelliously cranked up the speakers in his computer. When William asked him to turn it down, Roderman says Matthew responded with a barrage of punches.
And he said, I just grabbed the knife, figured I'd scare him, and he just came at me, and I just stuck him one time, and unfortunately he stuck him in the heart.
When Matthew collapsed, he says William immediately called 911 and later told police exactly what happened. Today, the medical examiner confirmed that Matthew Gorzinski died from a single stab wound. Roderman says William has a knot on his head and a cut inside his mouth from Matthew's punches, but nothing compares to the pain he feels in his heart.
He did not mean to kill his brother.
Absolutely not. He loved his brother, and he reiterated that to me this morning. He was just, he's totally devastated by it.
And he says that family members say that William is really a good kid. He's truthful, he studies, he cooks, he cleans around the house. He wanted to be a chef someday. And he says that family members right now are in the process of collecting more than 100 letters from friends describing what kind of kid William is. And that, Lori, they're going to present those letters to the judge next week when they ask if William can be released on bond.
And Roger, I'm curious, do you know if William's father and older brother can even visit him at this point?
We know that they visited with him yesterday in the courthouse before the hearing. As far as we know, they did not come to see him here today. Not sure exactly when the visiting hours are. At some point, they probably will be able to visit with him, but I can tell you that we knocked on their door today, and the older brother and father came to the door. They were very polite, but they respectfully declined to comment. They're just too devastated at this point.
What an ordeal for this family. Roger Losey, thank you for the update from Fort Lauderdale. And there is late news on the health of